of the Champion of Champions. What an afternoon this is for Baipat Siripaporn from Thailand, the Women's World Champion, taking on the player of the season so far, Judd, winner of this title 2 years ago.
Thank you. The first frame, Judd to break.
Already this season he's won 3 ranking titles in a row. And if you think he's going to show any mercy here, in the International Championship last week he played a wild card, Wan Shichong. He was just 12 and Trump beat him 6-0. But a great opportunity for Baipat here to enjoy a taste of the big time. And that is a terrific start.
1.
Yeah, lovely opening red this. To take on the blue, it's not the most simple follow-up red from this blue. Which might work in Baipat's favour now that the blue stays out.
Baipat Siripaporn, 1.
I think taking on Judd Trump at any point would be a difficult assignment for Baipat, or just about anybody with a lack of experience at this level and the top table, if you like. But the form he's been in, well, even more so. No, it wasn't an easy shot, as I mentioned, so Baipat in with another early opportunity. If you can get an early inroads into this match and make things difficult for Judd, that would make it very interesting.
1.
I'm sure she's been looking forward to this ever since it was announced. She was confirmed to be in the Champion of Champions, of course, won the women's world title in her native Thailand early this year, the high-end snooker club in Bangkok. That got her a 2-year tour card. She's found it tough going, as many new professionals do. So yet to actually win a match on tour, but gaining
7.
experience all the time. Basing herself in Darlington while she's over here in the UK.
Eight.
Yes, an attempt to free the black there, which she has done, but the black's still not available. Which means that any significant safety shot is not possible. As you can see, the black is covered to that pocket by that red.
Wow. Baipat Siripaporn, 8.
It's not a free ball.
Trump,
That's the good news that's come out of it. It's trying to escape to the bulk end.
One.
That's a delightful pot. It didn't even make a sound as it hit the pocket, and you think he had to put a little bit on the ball. He managed to hit it as slowly as possible and get the desired result. Beautiful bit of striking this. What a shot.
1.
It's one of those matches for Trump, isn't it? He's such a heavy favourite that he knows if he wins, there's a sort of shrug of the
8.
shoulders. If he loses, it's the biggest shock in the history of this tournament.
Nine.
Well, here's an opportunity to really get the bunch open. It's not perfectly on the pink, on the blue spot, because it's queuing on the rail, and he's got to hit the top red smack on, which he didn't really do. So that was a little, not tentative, but he didn't really attack
50.
the bunch of reds, put it that way.
16.
What a recovery, though. I mean, the bottom line is he's playing so well at the moment. The run ended eventually to Stephen Maguire last week in China, but 22 matches in a row. Pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, that might end the break. Yeah, I mean, the run ended for the simple reason it had to
23.
end somewhere, didn't it? Especially against someone like Maguire, who actually, Stephen Maguire could have easily beaten him in Belfast. He got very close to doing so. Probably is a sign that he's playing well again. But it ended because
Judd trump.
you can't go
20.
on winning forever at the top level. It's a good safety shot. Very close to just sneaking in behind the blue there. That would have been big trouble. Well, taking the cue ball back to Bolt was the plan. The pot obviously was part of that plan. Could be in behind the blue herself here. Judd gets this shot right. Didn't quite hit it with the pace required. That's not going to be an easy route for safety this time with the red up there. And the red close to the left middle is Baipat is snookered on. So this is an awkward safety shot. Somewhere down near where the yellow is, that line would be a good one. And even better to pop the red.
1.
Well, the pot, I don't think it offers very easy position. May have a little shot here at the red, but it's thin. And if the red
6.
goes in, you just feel the cue ball's crashing into one of those three reds. There's a place to the left of the black spot. Might be able to just hit it on the thin side and miss them, but no. The cue ball was in some doubt as to where it was going to finish there, even if the pot had dropped.
Baipat Siripaporn, 6.
So Trump with a chance here, already 15 in front in the opening frame. One of only 3 ever present in the Champion of Champions. Mark Selby and John Higgins, the other 2, played in all 11. Been in 4 finals and was champion, of course, 2 years ago. Beat John Higgins here in Bolton. Last year made the maximum in the final, but lost to O'Sullivan.
6. Seven.
I think on the last blue he tried to just nudge the red away from the black, but now the points are mounting. I don't think he really needs to do that here. Maybe tried to graze it again. Either way, he was always going to be on something.
12.
And all the years he's played in it, the 10 previous years, he's only ever lost this match once. That was to Luca Brissell 6 years ago. So all the other times he's come
13.
through at least one round here.
$18. 19.
Well, certainly you could play the cannon red and black here just to stay on the red as much as anything else. Yeah. It's a nice little shot, actually. It's freed everything up. Not that he particularly needs it now because he's on the brink.
24.
Red and black will be sufficient to lead Baipat requiring a snooker, but get the feeling it's not just going to end this break in the next shot or two.
$32.
Baipat
33.
was in first, potted a great long red, had that chance that we just saw, missed the red to left middle, and it's been costly. It really is sort of into the lion's den. But to be honest, anyone in this tournament playing trump right now would be second favourite
40.
with the season he's had.
41. $48.
Well, that's very true, isn't it? Because we saw a pretty one-sided match yesterday where John Higgins defeated Chris Wakelin 4-0, and Wakelin's been in form this season, close to winning a ranking event quite recently, losing to this man in the final. One-sided match, so
53.
Baipat hasn't got a great deal to lose. Hopefully plenty to gain by this experience.
Can't make a century here, but he's made 43 this season. All of last season he made 45, so we'll be watching that tally with great interest, whether he can maybe beat Neil Robertson's seasonal record of 103.
62.
Well, this would be a deep screw if this goes in. Pot's difficult enough, but down for the black.
It's a solid start, isn't it, from Judd Trump, 62.
Trump, 62.
From the former champion. Big day for Baipat. But at the moment, it's going to script. Trump leading 1-0. each other, of
Baipat
course, tonight.
Siripaporn.
And the overall winner will play Barry Hawkins in the semi-finals. Mark Allen and John Higgins will play in the other semi. Just on the women's tour, currently 175 players on the world ranking list, 25 countries represented. And just in the last year, they've had ranking events in the likes of England, Scotland, Belgium, the USA, Australia, Thailand. So they do get to travel the world. And of course, there are 2 places each year available for the professional tour, where you come up against the likes of Judd, who's in seriously good form this year.
1.
Yeah, I don't think anyone had completely written Judd Trump off before this golden spell, but I think back to the World Championships where
3.
I saw a lot of opinions. There's always opinions who's going to be champion. I hardly saw anybody tip Judd. Just because the run up to the championship, he wasn't in good form, and
4.
lo and behold, he did lose first match to McGill. So the so-called pundits were right on that instance. Don't think that many people said Purcell would win it, but you know, it's nice to see him back playing well again. He plays in all of the events, treats the tour with a lot of respect, doesn't say anything sort of that
11.
would be controversial. And very often, him and his brother go from tournament to tournament. It's a good partnership. So it's nice to see him playing some good stuff. Back to where I think he belongs, at the top.
Yeah, I don't think he
17.
regards it as a chore to play snooker. He does a lot of practicing. He likes to sort of keep his hand in and practice regularly. And of course, in the last month or so,
18.
he's mainly been playing matches and winning matches. And of course, the 3 won there in different parts of the world. Brentwood, straight to Wuhan, and then back to Belfast.
$23. 24. 30. 31.
So how does he get the black into play if indeed he feels the need to? Maybe the red that's very close to the black would be possible from over where he's pointing his cue now. But it's a fairly small area to land that cue ball into. Certainly that's what he's attempted. Ooh, well, he forgot the obvious bit, which
Good trump.
is something snooker
31.
players do. So intent on that cue ball, he forgot to pot the blue itself. And if he completed the shot correctly as far as position, then Baipat has a shot at this red. It looks tight though, doesn't it? The black's covering much of it, but is the potting angle exposed?
One.
Well, she really wants to play the pink, but the cue ball's landed unfortunately close to the blue, so centre ball striking is one thing, but the blue is still a distraction right next to the cue. Well done.
Seven.
Well, she went for the big shot there. That was not to sort of screw back and
Baipat
play on
Siripaporn.
low value colour. It was to top the cue ball through the bunch. It was a expansive attempt, and it gone in. Maybe there was a lot of value there with the colours available and reds scattered everywhere.
One.
Well,
5.
it could be that he's landed on the red to the right middle, which was never part of the plan. It would certainly free up the black if he was to play it. Choice between that and this red down the cushion, which could be forced in. These can be missed. Just the extra pace put on the ball is the reason he missed it.
The trump 5.
Yeah, so this now is a good chance for Baipat to get right back into this frame. When she went back to her chair, she maybe would have thought it would be done.
One.
Well, it's already a pressure shot here.
Yeah, and if she was to play it plain ball, you get the feel the cue ball is heading towards that right-hand red near the cushion. It may work in her favour. I think that red is definitely in play on the right of shot. It was in.
Foul.
Well, where did it go?
Siripaporn 1. The trump 7.
Amazing, that went in the pocket.
I don't think anyone could have seen that happening. Goodness me, how did that drop in there?
So trump 35 in front. Black over the pocket immediately here. Looking good for a 2-0 lead. Because these are short matches and Baipat won't be obviously used to these conditions, the television conditions, and not a lot of time in a best of 7 to get used to it.
Eight. Nine.
So the black and Baipat can only tie another red for 2-0. Yeah, he wasn't so pleased with that one, was he? Still needs a red.
16.
Yeah, and I think he's determined to play an attacking brand of snooker, but not without the caution required that it's taken him to all these wins this season. Just wants another red to disappear. Yeah, that's a very
17.
measured shot. Could have played the left-hand red along the cushion, but clearly that just might have resulted in a comeback in this frame, but not now.
Well,
70.
3 snookers required, worth, well,
Frame
she's had a
conceded,
look, in
frame
fact,
Judd.
doesn't fancy it. So we've been playing 22 minutes and Judd Trump is halfway towards a place in the group final tonight. He leads here by 2 frames to 0.
Could have lost one side there.
So it's 2-0 to Judd Trump. Things going, I guess, as anticipated by most
Thank you,
observers
third
so
frame.
far. Baipat's had a
Judd
few
Trump's
chances, but Trump has made the most of his. He needs 2 more frames to play either Sean Murphy or Gary Wilson this evening. He's always liked this event, Trump. He likes innovation. He's spoken about that before, and that certainly is what this events are like. It looks different. Obviously, the players are wearing different attire. It's just a different format. Obviously, you get the sort of final each day, as it were, in the evening. And also, there's something nice, isn't there, about being known as champion of champions, with all the great players there are in this sport.
Yeah, that's a good shot, covering off the left side of the table completely. So that red on the right is certainly in play. That's why Judd wouldn't risk a safety shot and hitting it on the way back up. So he's playing as if snookered. Touching ball would be handy for Baipat here, just so you just play directly away. And it is a touching called by Brendan Moore.
And as you can see, he did cover that red. Well, he may have got away with this, actually.
Yeah, kind of. Although it's a possible red up into the yellow pocket here. Well, what a view we've got of this. Not dissimilar to the John Higgins shot when he had a possible maximum break yesterday, which got to the point where he'd taken 12 red blacks. Hitting the same part of the pocket as Judd there.
Yeah, the complication of the red near the yellow pocket here suggests a little stalemate.
Yeah, indeed, because as you say, they've read up the table. Neither player is willing to leave. What if Judd might try something different here? I mean, what if he'd consider the red up into that yellow pocket? The right-hand red of the two close together, directly off the other red. The pocket is slightly bigger than it would usually be. And it would be a way to end the stalemate anyhow. It's not necessarily an easy shot, but it's possible. That pocket is bigger up there with the red close to it. There aren't many alternatives, maybe one or two. Oh, what a shot. He played a similar shot, knowing that there was a big pocket, but he didn't even need the red. It was there to help him. Some pot. He's a slightly unconventional player. I mean, he's a multiple winner, he's a great champion, but, you know, there's certain shots that you see played all the time. This is it's a bit of a one-off, isn't it? Let's be honest, it's in live play. Just drop that red in. Left the cue ball across the table on the blue. Terrific. I mean, he's always been a bit like that.
7.
Some of the big breaks he makes, he plays shots that other players don't play. I mean, surely there are only so many shots that we ever see on a snooker table. But
12.
Not in the case of Judd. He seems to find something new for us. Great shot, that one, to get in. That's also a good shot.
13.
Slightly awkward cueing. As the blue covered the red all the way down the other end of the table. I think it might have done. For the pot anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure it can get quite to the potting angle without a swerve. So red to middle instead.
Judd trump. 18.
Yeah, we're just never quite in control of that break, I guess. It has come to an end. Even he can't pot everything.
Now, I think Baipat is looking at the same option, right up into that pocket, either directly off the other red. There's that annoying little gap in between where you don't pot it directly or off the other red. She managed to find it.
One.
Oh goodness, I thought that was in. And of course there's plenty riding on the
Baipat
shot with
Siripaporn.
pretty obvious that she was going to finish on that red. Just hit the first jaws. Judd will probably
One.
feel he can pick the pieces up here.
3. Four.
He's now 5th on the all-time list of ranking event winners, 26. He's just 1 in front of Mark Williams, 2 behind Steve Davis.
8.
A lot of chat about sort of where he stands in the overall pantheon, but of course there's so many more events now, and so many of them are prestigious, this one included,
9.
to go with the historic events that we all love. And as we heard in the interview with Stephen, he just wants to win all of them.
$15. 16.
'Yeah, I mean, the face of snooker is certainly changing when it comes to big events. I know Neil Robertson has won this event. He's not here this year.
21.
He hasn't won anything, basically. That's the reason. But, he always thought of this as, if you like, the 4th major. That's what he said. I mean, he had just won it at the time. Maybe that's one of the reasons he said it. But it does feel like a big event, doesn't it?
I think he said the same when he won the Tour Championship.
That's right, yeah. Well, there are a number of big events, though. That's the point, isn't it, that you're making? And, some of the events now being played in China have got huge prize funds. And they've got prestige about them. I mean, the event that was won by Zhang Anda just at the weekend is the biggest ranking event so far this season in prize money. 175,000 is what he picked up as the winner. There will be bigger events, but there aren't that many bigger events. Anyway, Judd, he's on the brink, extending his lead now.
Yes, he's been businesslike, hasn't he? And taking the chances as they come. He needs red and colour for 3-0.
37. 38.
Now then, there's just about enough on for a century.
45. 46.
We've had 9 in the first 3 days of the Champion of Champions this year.
$53. 54.
The century is definitely on. The likelihood is that Judd will take a black from the red down the cushion anyway. And,
59.
means there's enough points left, because you take a high value colour here. And obviously he's got
60.
to pot the balls as well, but this red, if you could roll it down the cushion, it would be more potable, I think. He missed one along there earlier, played at pace.
$67. 68.
Might play the shot around 2 cushions here, which is always nice to see when it works out. Taking the cue ball in between yellow and brown. In fact, he's gone that way, which is very sort of safe way, and often
75.
he plays slightly bigger shots than that at this stage. He wants the century, it seems.
$77.
Green goes to the left middle, or so he thinks.
80.
Yeah, I mean, he's made 43 this
84.
season. Next best on the list is Mark Williams with 24. So it just shows you the scoring that Trump has been doing. Pretty sensational. But he's not added to it there.
Good Trump. 84.
The
And
break
Trump.
ended 84. He's a bit bemused by that, but he's in full control of the match. 3-0. He needs one more, and he'll be coming back this evening.
You know, I felt bad then. Sure that was a big day. As soon as I said it, I was like, oh, he just came out of there. Okay.
Well, Baipat in good company, of course, here at the Champion of Champions with the big hitters of snooker. But for how much longer, I guess, 3-0 down. Judd Trump has asserted his authority here. 84, wanted the century, missed the blue, but
Baipat Siripaporn to break.
plenty more chances for big breaks, of course, if he's here tonight. He needs one more frame. Just on the Women's World Championship, the modern iteration of it began in 1976. And, of course, Alison Fisher is a name a lot of people will remember. She won it 7 times, Kelly Fisher 5, and, of course, Rhiannon Evans 12 so far. So in the last 15 years, she's been absolutely dominant. But for several decades, women have been eligible as well to play on the professional tour. And now, of course, there are 2 cards given each year from the Women's Tour to play on the World Snooker Tour.
Just looking at a series of possible plants there. And those 2 reds, I don't know how much of the first one he can see anyway. Maybe he's playing a multiple ball plant here. Goodness, a lot of things going to be moving if he plays the shot I'm thinking he's going to play. 2 reds, cue ball swinging off onto the plant. Well, he tried one there, didn't he? He felt that was a plant, but he could only get to it from hitting the 2 below.
One.
Well, maybe Baipat's best scoring chance so far. Several open reds already.
6.
Keep that shot with dead play. If you could show it again if there's a moment. No. Just carry on to it.
7.
Good luck with your shot. Bypass still going if he's not done bother. Well, it's not an easy shot from there. I mean, she wants to play the blue really, but a little bit thin in contact. This is tough. Rolling this green in. No.
Baipat Siripaporn. 7. One. Three.
That's quite a good shot to finish so low on this red. It's fairly acute angle, but right behind it, because it's not such a bad shot.
4.
And with the black, which hasn't really been free in the 3 frames we've seen for either player, this time it is. Judd will probably take the red away from
9.
very close to the pink spot, which will free up the pink as well. So this is a real scoring opportunity.
10. $60. $70.
It's a little awkward now. He wanted to be straighter on the pink to the left middle, and now it's fairly awkward queuing. He's got himself into a slight pickle with this because he looked like he was freeing all the big value colours, and now he has to play a recovery shot sooner than you would have thought. Oh, it's a good shot, this. This is a good shot. People might not be quite as far as you would have hoped, but this is a recovery shot and a half. In fact, it's perfect.
23. $24. $31. 32. $39. 40.
So Trump 40 in front,
47.
looking to close this out. And
48.
of course, he doesn't bring a big entourage with him. He comes with his brother Jack. There he is, watching on very quietly. Really good guy to have in your corner. Obviously, he's his brother, so there's a certain dynamic there. He was a junior player himself, so he understands the game, but he keeps in the background. And
54.
it's just a good presence to have in his corner.
$55.
Apart from anything else, with all the travelling that's gone on, he can help, just basically get Judd, on the plane. Doesn't have to worry about booking flights, all that. That's all done for him. So he can play. And he's some player.
He really is some player, and he'll have won this match
61.
if he pots the next red, barring snookers or barring something which seems unlikely. What seems unlikely is if he pots this next red that he'll miss anything thereafter. The next ball is the one, though. I don't know if the red goes up into the green pocket, the one by the pink. He's looked at it twice now. So not over the line, and he won't be taking anything lightly until he is playing to chip this red in, I think. To take the cue ball down the table. He knows it's frame ball. That's playing to the scoreboard for you. It wasn't necessarily the red that he wanted to be on,
62.
but he knew the significance of knocking it in. Cue ball was just retreating away from any damage that might be caused by missing it.
So Baipat's had a few chances. She had a good one in this frame, it's got to be
64.
said, but of course this level is all new to her. I'm sure she's
65.
enjoyed coming here, but she's just watching Judd Trump on the victory lap. Let's see, he didn't make the century in the last frame. Let's see if he can finish with one. Who really wants to play Judd Trump at the moment? The form he's in, the confidence he has.
72.
And as we've already seen, it's not a question of winning a tournament and taking the foot off the gas. Quite the opposite, actually.
73.
We heard him talking to Stephen about possible records, and this season he's already had some terrific ones. This could end up his best ever by the end of it.
80.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
81.
So the century never happened in the last frame, although it seemed very likely that it would until he missed a blue at the end for no obvious reason, actually. But this opportunity has come around again.
$90. $93.
Yeah, a lot of people like to rank the tournaments, but Judd Trump just sees trophies glittering in the distance and thinks, well, I'll have that one.
Yeah, and he also knows, Dave, that when
97.
you're in form, you need to fill your boots because it's not always going to be easy. He's seen the other side of it. And there is that century break.
Yes, 44 this season. What a season it has been already for Judd Trump, with plenty more to come, including a match tonight against Gary Wilson or Sean Murphy. So he finishes off with a clearance of 115. Baipat Siripaporn within the lines then really here today. A very tough assignment for her. It is Judd Trump, the player of the season so far, who marches into the final tonight, a winner by 4 frames to 0.